Hey y'all, it's your girl KV with another review. We are starting, because I don't think I ever reviewed Sistas before, huh? Is that my forehead? Okay, it's something on the camera. So we are starting with Sistas, y'all. I've never reviewed this show before, but Sistas is one of those things that I guess I hate watch. Cause I know what it's gonna give me. I know the storyline's gonna be crazy. I know that Jesus. I know that stuff is gonna be repetitive and all of that, but I just roll with it. It's one of those things that my picture all the way behind me. What's going on? The board all crooked. Y'all know Melina was playing on that board last time. But yeah, I just yeah, let's go. Season 7, episode 13. So Karen gets the call about paternity test, y'all. And her mom is there and she's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Is it the babies? Oh no, the babies are fine. She tells her mama she got 2 baby daddies. She got 2 baby daddies. It's rare, but if you have sex close enough in a time frame, this can happen. Is what the doctor told her. And, that's what she tell her mom. Karen is feeling down, I guess, because she feels like people are going to look at her like she a HOE for having twins with different daddies. And I'm like, yeah, they are. We are. But her mom was like, girl, please, you got 2 good baby daddies, 2 men that's planning on being in the kids' lives. Like, count your blessings, basically. Next we see Andy and Fatima. They go see Gary to question him about Penelope. Any scene with Andy in it is the worst. And that's saying a lot with Karen right there. That's saying a whole lot with Karen right there. So Andy and Fatima go see Gary. Fatima is the muscle. She got him at knife point, and she really ready to just, Gary trying to make it seem like Andy got rid of Penelope so that she can be with Gary. So as she's leaving, she sees a little blood spot on the wall, and she claims that she's gonna go to the police. She's gonna go tell somebody. But how long does that take? How long does that take, y'all? So next we see Hayden trying to have a romantic night with Tamara, but she over there texting Gary, and he like, yeah, come over here. Luckily, he gets a call from Miss Marie to get his behind to work. So Tamara's like, yay, I get to go see Gary. I can't wait to see how that all plays out when Hayden finds out that Gary has been smashing his wife. After he'd been telling him, you need to leave her, she ain't no good. But wasn't somebody recording it? Wasn't she recording it on the last season? She had that little pen. That was her pen, right? That wasn't his. It'd be so much going on, I don't even remember whose pen it was. But I think it was her pen, and she was recording it all. Anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see that part blow up. I'm like, somebody gonna call their cousins on Tamara, because you play too much, girl. You play too much. So Andy took for effing ever to tell Jordan about the Penelope updates and how they need to go to the police, y'all. So she doesn't even tell him until the end of this episode. So she calls him because she was preparing to tell him about it, but he's out of town doing some political stuff. And she was just like, oh, okay. Oh, you're in such and such. Okay, well, we'll talk when you get back. Oh, no worries. We'll talk when you get back. Girl, what? You should have been like, we went to go see Gary. Gary was acting suspicious. He said he acting like it's gonna be me, and I saw blood on the wall. So you need to call some of your people. Do you want me to go to the police? Are you gonna come home, go to the police? How you want to play this? She said, oh no, it's fine. No, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about it later. So annoying. And my thing is, Andy, as a lawyer, you should know that in these type of cases, even though she's not like a criminal detective, you should know that the first 48 hours are the most important. I don't care that you're not a detective and you don't work in criminal law. You should still know this because common sense. Everybody of our age group know that. There's a whole show called The First 48. You know that the first 48 hours are the most crucial. She gets on my nerves. She just, the fact that she's a lawyer, it is so mind-boggling. So next we see Sabrina and Danny. They're on the phone. And they're talking about how Danny and Karen are always at it. They just kind of always arguing about this because Karen gonna say something sideways. Danny gonna call her on it. But Danny's just like, okay, girl, I'll go apologize later since you feel so strongly about this. Okay, whatever. So next we see Andy is at work and Hayden comes to confront her about what Miss Marie said. Because Miss Marie was like, girl, I have been trying to reach her. I've been trying to reach your co-counsel and I ain't been able to get her on the phone. So here I am calling you. You need to get her and y'all need to get to the office. We got to meet. So while this is going on, Miss Marie calls her to yell at her. And this lady is so annoying because it's like, they are not your slaves. They are not your children. How much is she paying y'all to be on 24-hour retainer? The price better be exorbitant for her to think that she can call somebody in the middle of the night and they just supposed to come running to whatever it is that she needs. That's why I couldn't be no lawyer. You can't call me out throughout the night. Don't call me about nothing. My business hours are from 9 to 5. Okay? So she claims she been trying to be reaching Andy. Andy ain't answering. Andy gonna get fired by Miss Marie because as crazy as she is and as demanding as she is, she's still the client and she still has say-so over who is taking over her case. Hayden is her little boy. You know, he gonna come running. He gonna answer every call. To whereas Andy got so much going on in her personal life that, you know, Hayden finna get you up out of here. Hayden gonna get you up out of here and Miss Marie is gonna be agreeing with him. Next, we see that Maurice is back at the bank. I cannot believe they gave him his job back after all of that, but it's TV. The little white girl done accused him of stealing her diet soda, so they in there arguing. He goes to tell Sabrina about what happened, and she's trying to take her IVF shots, and she can't stick herself, so he ended up doing it for her. Next, we see Danny at work. She gonna tell Tony he look nice in his suit, and I'm like, the same suit he wear every day. Tyler Perry, he got writers in the room now, don't he? He got more writers. It just be some stuff where I be like, okay. So she asked him how some meeting went, and he's like, oh, well, it's not until tonight, and with that, I need you to watch my kids while I go to this meeting. I probably would have said no because them kids Aggie AF. You know what I mean? Like, And then the kicker for me is he said, we'll be at your house. Danny living in like a 300 square foot studio. Okay, it's probably more than 300 square foot. But still, it is a shoebox of an apartment. Why she can't watch your kids at your house? Them kids, I would have been like, no, don't come to my house. I'll be at your house. What time I need to be there, I'll be at your house. Them kids not coming to my house. As bad and as nosy as them kids is, child, he would have had me messed up. We see Andy still beating around the bush when it comes to telling Jordan about Penelope. Now she don't want to say it over the phone. She gonna wait till he comes over later. And I'm just about to pull my hair out. I'm about to pull my hair out at this point. Because what? Tell this man what's going on so he can go to the police. So Karen decides that she's going to call both the guys over to break the news at the same time. Fatima told Zach she going. Period. Ain't nobody got nothing to say about it. She's coming. When Zach and Fatima get there, Karen don't want to really let Fatima in, but Zach like, nah, she coming. This concerns her too. They get there. She says, "Oh, we're waiting on our special guest." They're like, "Special guest? Who's our special guest?" Then Danny shows up and everyone is confused. I'm glad that Danny is there for the comic relief of it all, and so that Karen can't string out this information on telling her friends what's really going on. So finally, Erin arrives and she tells them that they both the daddy. You the daddy of one twin, you the daddy of the other twin. They both a little shocked. Like, excuse me? What? Zach is like, well, I just hope mine a girl. I just hope mine a girl. Then he start on with that, well, I'm going to take care of mine and you take care of yours. Which, I mean, it's not that crazy. Like, people keep acting like Zach wrong for saying this, but it's like, it ain't like he said something wrong. I mean, I'm sure it'll be times when the kids want to stay together, so maybe both the twins will go to Zach's house, but Zach shouldn't have financial responsibility of Erin's baby. Now, they might roll together as a pack sometimes. Quite understandable, because that's normal life. You know, you got siblings and they not all have the same daddy, but they might all go with one of their daddy because he responsible and he gonna take all the kids. That happens. So I can see that happening with these ghetto twins that Karen is baking. Sabrina's little storyline throughout here, it's just like I said, she was doing her IVF, trying to take her shots at the bank. Maurice helped her, and then we see her and what's her dude name? Danny's with Tony. I can't remember. Andy's with Jordan. Brian? Is it Brian? Whoever Sabrina's dude is. They in there watching a naughty movie, or they watching a naughty movie. And they like, oh, she's flexible. He like, oh, he flexible. I'm like, why are you watching him? You're supposed to be watching her. Focus. Focus. And so they like, all right, well, let's get to it. They go in the room, both of them stretching and stuff, and they about to get ready to do it. And I really think she's going to end up getting pregnant by this man. I really do. I think it's crazy for her to be doing this IVF while she's still actively with him and with him. Because my thing is like, don't it stimulate your eggs? Don't it stimulate your eggs? So you stimulating your eggs while he still just sounds so risky. Just seems so risky, y'all. So Andy and Jordan, they finally linked up, and she doesn't even immediately tell him. They're just sitting on the couch, just chilling like it's any other day. And I'm like, girl, what is we doing? Get to the point. She finally gets to the point, and they go down to the precinct together. I already knew that this wasn't going to fare well. I knew that this wasn't going to go like they wanted this to go. Because it was just all types of crazy. It was just all types of crazy. When they get to the precinct to tell the police about Penelope missing and they think Gary has something to do with it, Gary is already down there. Because, yeah, they went to go see Gary yesterday, but Gary waits till this exact moment to go down to the precinct to report Penelope missing. Because everything makes sense in Tyler Perry land, y'all. Makes all the sense, huh? And Gary is down there doing the most. And that's how the episode ends and episode 14 starts. So, Gary, my fiance is pregnant. And, you know, I need to find her. I don't know where she is. That lady right there, that's my ex. I think she did something. I think she did something to her because she wants to be with me. She probably got rid of Penelope to try to have me back. And now Andy is like, I think it was a bad idea to come down here together. Really? You think? I thought the whole purpose of her waiting for Jordan to get down there was that he was going to go down there. Not you. You could have went down there yourself and then let him come once he got back in town. You could have called some friends up to let them. You a lawyer. You know people. So that's why I'm like, Andy's moves that she makes is just, I hate it. I hate it so much, you guys. I hate it so much. So they take him into one interrogation room. They take Andy into another. She's playing tough. She's not really gonna talk because she feels like they're gonna use whatever she says against her, since Gary has already put it in their heads that she had something to do with Penelope going missing. So the guy that's questioning her, he's questioning her. He's like, he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I don't look familiar, or you don't remember me," and she's like, "No, like, why would I know you?" Turns out that he's one of the guys that was investigating her and had came to her house to get all those documents when they were looking into Gary's embezzlement case and was trying to see if Andy was a part of it or if she was getting scammed too. So after that, she warms up just a smidge, like, "Oh, so y'all are really trying to get him this time, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah, and you're trying to find Penelope. We got the resources to find Penelope, but you got to help us. We're going to need you to be a witness in this case against Gary. And if not, it may be a little hard to separate you from him since, he used stolen money to buy your place and buy all these things for you. How do we know that you ain't have something to do with it?" So at this point, she's like, "Dang, I am going to have to work with the police, huh?" "Yeah, girl. Yeah. Yeah, you trying to be all tough and stuff, like these ain't some huge charges coming using Gary's way." Girl, the fact that she even still lives in that place is so mind-boggling to me. Baby, I would go get hypnosis to remove the memory of Gary from everything. I would move from that building altogether. I wouldn't even go back to my old apartment building. I would move to the other freaking side of town. Okay? The fact that she still lives in the place that her ex-boyfriend, who used stolen, embezzled money to get, she's just not smart. She's the dumbest lawyer there is. The dumbest lawyer there is, y'all. Next, we see Fatima and Zach. They're at home. Fatima is gently stressing. That's how I like to see it. She up there gently stressing. She up early, and she done cooked herself some breakfast. Zach like, "Where mine at?" She's like, "Oh, I didn't think you would be up this early." She's looking up the whole superfetation thing with Karen being pregnant by 2 different men. He over there talking about how, "Oh, I'm going to set up a trust for baby girl." Fatima said, "What? But you got 3 kids. The twins are a package deal." I do not agree with that. I don't think that he should have to set up a trust for the twin that's not his. Now, if they were talking about like more so like if Zach wanted his twin to go to a private school, I could see where you would be like, now if the other twin can't get into that private school because of money and you sending your twin to the private school, come on. Stuff like that. But a trust where it's not really affecting their everyday life, boy, please. I ain't said I'm gonna trust for no baby that ain't mine, whether I'm the baby's twins, daddy or not. It's a no. It's a no. It would be nice of him to do since he got money and all that, but that ain't something that he's obligated to do. He would not be a bad dad if he didn't get the other twin a trust. He talks to Karen and he tells her, "I'm going to take care of mine and he going to take care of his." And he also tells her about the trust for his baby. She says, "My baby's not being raised separately." And it's like, I can't stand it because the verbiage around this conversation was just so loose. Like, does she think that he's saying he going to take his baby and the baby going to live with him? And then they can keep the other baby and stuff? Is she saying that's why her baby's not going to be raised separately? Because in that case, I agree. But one having a trust and one not, that ain't got nothing to do with them being raised separately. So the verbiage was just very confusing and very loaded and very Tyler Perry like. It was so annoying. Fatima goes to Andy's office to vent, but she don't want to tell Karen business. But she ends up telling Karen business because, I mean, Andy is her homegirl for one. Andy was going to find out at some point because Karen is her friend for two. Andy is like the rest of us, just confused AF. Andy tells Fatima about Gary being at the precinct and the guy from the FBI that was building the case on him and him wanting help. Fatima is like, girl, no, you don't need to be talking to them. Don't be involved. Don't say nothing. But Andy is like, I have to. And I'm on Andy's side for once. For once, I'm on Andy's side because it's like, girl, you really do have to, because this can blow back on you if you don't, and it ain't gonna be pretty. You see how they had you walking on the side of the road from 3 hours out of town when they came and bust him at their house he was trying to put you in. So back at the bank, Maurice is going in on this little co-workers per usual. Once a thief, always a soda thief. They just sitting there arguing right behind the glass, right in front of a customer. The customer's like, oh, I ain't seen you in a while. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I miss you, boy. Oh, yeah, you know, you spicy. They just having them a good old kiki. The little white girl is trying to make a scene like Maurice is trying to assault him or something like that. Just doing the most. You know how these Karens get sometimes. So the bank scenes always work my nerves, so I guess. The white girl was like, I'm going to tell that you're trying to do this. He was like, oh, no, I know what you're trying to do, so I'm going to go tell on myself. So he goes to tell Sabrina, and she's like, you need to calm down. On the previous episode, she told him, stop it. People going to think that you only got your job back because of me. Yeah, girl, he only got his job back because of you. That's literally what's happening here, so... There is no other way to act, my dear. And then he's back at your same bank. Like I said, it's just all unrealistic, but it's TV. But in no world would A, he get his job back, and then B, he be back at the bank with Sabrina when they were alleged to be the ones that set it up. Even if they were found innocent, it wouldn't look good on the company to do such a thing. So he's always helping her with these IVF shots. So that's how that's going. Back at the salon, Karen is fussing at Pam per usual. She's asking her about Trey, but she's claiming that she don't want him. Aaron pops up and Pam is like, oh, look, it's my favorite investor. Me and Karen both was like, your favorite investor? Y'all, I didn't like this. I don't know. Like, I get it. Aaron probably feels like he be around Pam so much. He see Pam is serious about this and nobody's believing in her, or, you know, not enough people are investing in her. So he does, but it's like, on one hand, you doing this without telling Karen. It just gives, like, what you trying to hide. Like, this could have been a simple text message like, hey, just to let you know, I'm investing in Roots to Riches. You know, Pam pitched me her thing and it sound good and I believe in her, so boom. It didn't have to be like no whole drawn out thing. I just feel like that's something where you give somebody a heads up. Is it just me? Y'all let me know if it's just me, because I truly want to know other people's feelings about that. And also, on the flip side of it, why are you investing in risky businesses with a baby on the way? Can you afford to start a trust for your half of the babies? For your half of the babies? Because Zach gonna start a trust for his half of the babies. Can you start a trust for your half of the babies? Jesus. He said he gonna go talk to Zach. He ends up rolling up on him at the basketball court, and Zach is so annoyed. The combo is pretty boring and predictable. Zach is so emotional when it comes to Aaron. And I get it, because Aaron is like always on your heels, always there and everything. But it's like, it's giving you still got feelings for Karen to be so worked up over this man's presence at every turn. So Aaron is like, well, I will take care of both the kids if you don't want to. He was like, when did I say I want to take care of my child? He said, don't you got your own kids to take care of? Where are your kids that we ain't heard you mention? Which is what we all have been thinking. He tells him that their grandmother has him and she won't let them speak to him. So Zach was like, oh, dang, my bad. I ain't know. I guess I should be checking up on you, huh? So they tried to agree to work together. But of course, the egos and the anim is just in the way. And they just end up arguing. You would think that these guys, at least now, they don't have to come to some type of common ground, because y'all finna have sibling babies. Like, y'all babies is finna be siblings. So y'all gonna have to always be in each other's life. Them kids' birthday, them kids' graduation, any milestone, it's gonna be y'all and Karen in the picture with them kids. How goofy is that gonna look? How goofy. Then we see Jordan, y'all. Jordan is out here. He's at the law firm. I guess he's at the law firm, the office where they work at, where Gary works at. And he sees this lady. He's like, oh, Penelope? Oh, I thought you were Penelope. Yeah, I'm going in for an interview with, what's his name? And he's basically like just trying to find reasons for her to tell him different people's names and who works there. And he's trying to get information on what's going on. And I'm like, sir, you are so obvious with this. You're doing this yourself, like Jordan, like Gary don't know who you are and how you move. Y'all technically brothers-in-law. And he gonna end up sleeping with the fishes right there next to Penelope, because everybody already suspected she gone. She gone. We see the blood on the wall. There was a lot of blood on the floor. There was a lot of cleanup. Penelope probably gone. So, where we at with it? So now Danny is at home. We see Danny at home, and Sabrina is over there. And Danny is itching to tell somebody about these two baby daddies. But at the same time, she don't want to feel like she's telling Karen's business. This fool makes Sabrina play a game with charades. And the answer is two baby daddies, right? So that way she's not technically telling Karen's business. She's just playing charades with Sabrina, you know? Sabrina is stunned. Sabrina is like, excuse me? I know, right? So they have that little moment of shock. And then while this is going on, Tony busts in the apartment, pissed off, talking crazy to Danny. Baby, Tony would have got cussed out and put out for good, because he comes in, he's mad because he's like, you let my daughter find these handcuffs, and when she asks you what it's for, you say, ask your daddy. What did you expect her to say? One, you know how them kids is. You knew them kids was going to be going through her stuff for you to even say, well, they going to be at your house. And two, what else was she supposed to say other than go ask your daddy? Oh, we was just playing cops and robbers? Them kids don't know, like, girl, ask your daddy. I ain't got nothing to do with that, because anything I say gonna be wrong. Go ask your daddy. Did they mind? They for grown people. Go ask your daddy. He's pissed. He's talking to her all types of crazy, basically telling her she needs to be more responsible. How can she do this? Oh, your kids this, your kids that. And I'm like, so you could have left your kids at your house. You could have got a babysitter for your kids that you paid to be more responsible, or to not let them wander and get off into things. Him coming in there, coming at her like that probably would have been the end of the relationship for me. That honestly would have probably been the end of the relationship for me. Because not only did you pop this up on me, you let me know the day of that you need a sitter for your kids. Excuse me. You volunteer your home and then got the nerve to be mad at me when I don't find a safe way to you to explain to this kid what she found. Baby, she was very calm and patient with him in the beginning. I was kind of shocked, to be honest. She was just like, what was I supposed to do? Y'all was here before I even got home. I didn't have time to clean up. And your kids are always being nosy and going through things. Like, that's not my fault. Like I said, she was way too calm in the beginning, but she does end up telling him to get the F out because he was just doing too much tripping on my girl. Like, not too much on my girl when you done sprung these kids on her. One, she didn't know these kids was living with you. Two, you gonna have her babysitting. Not too much on my girl, Tony. We will jump you. We will jump you. So the last scene of this episode that we see Jordan in the car. I think he was on the phone with Andy, right? He's on the phone with Andy, and I guess he's about to tell her that he's been trying to collect intel on Gary. And my thing is, were you still outside of Gary's office? Were you still outside of Gary's office just sitting there having this conversation in your car? Like he can't roll up at any time and see you? Like the girl probably ain't went right upstairs and be like, yes, somebody downstairs looking for you. Just all types of scenarios where I'm like, sir. And just as I figured, he's on the phone with Andy and his backseat door opens and Gary gets in and is like, you talking to my old bitch? Or something like that. And I'm just like, yep, saw this coming a mile away because you weren't being any type of discreet. I would have sent a pretty girl over to do some investigating for one, because everybody know that Gary is a little, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube. Gary is a little freak. He is 69 God. You know what I mean? So I would have sent some pretty little campaign manager or something that he got on the team to go over and collect the information. I wouldn't have went myself, sir. I wouldn't have went myself. And so Gary's going to threaten him. I'm sure going to threaten him. Might even beat him up just a smidge. And yeah, we'll see what happens on the next episode. I'm interested to see how this mole, because you know they got him to hire the white guy, and that guy's actually working for Gary, I guess. So he's there to kind of see what's going on. So it's going to be interesting to see what role he plays in getting information out of Jordan and feeding stuff to Gary and how that's going to go. But yeah, y'all, that was the episodes. I gotta go get to my baby. Y'all hear all that fun and excitement going on out there. So yes, y'all, this wasn't too long. Like I said, the notes look like it's a lot, but it's so little that happens in these episodes. So little actually happens that it don't take a whole lot. So that's why I was like, okay, I should be able to add this to the schedule. Plus the next review I'm gonna be doing for Love During Lockup, it's gonna be 2 episodes as well. One of which is the finale, and Love After Lockup don't come on until next month, I think it's next month. So next you'll be getting Power. I'm gonna do Power tomorrow, and then day after that I guess I'll do Love During Lockup. Yeah, and then it'll be time for this one again. So that's my next few episodes laid out, y'all. In the meantime, like the video, thumbs up me, baby. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video. Let me know if y'all how y'all feel about Zach, if he was to get a trust for the other baby too. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree with some of my strong opinions that you heard on this here video. And until next time, y'all, bye. I'm about to go eat me some good. I'm so hungry.